All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 107, and today I'll show you what's happening in the markets the day before the presidential election so that you know what's going on. And I want to show you some updates that we did to the PowerX Optimizer this weekend because the PowerX Optimizer is the tool that I use every day in my trading, and I'll show you exactly how I'm using it. Anyhow, does this sound good? Then let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, welcome. So again, today I want to talk about the PowerX Optimizer, the tool that I personally use, and the latest updates that we did to it over the weekend so that you know how to use it in the very best way. But first, let's talk about what's happening in the market. And it is an interesting day because the Dow Jones is up. It's up right now almost 500 points. As you can see, 440 points, up 1.6%. Also, the S&P 500 up more than 1%. And earlier this morning, especially with the Dow, it almost looked like a repeat from 2016. Yes, 4 years ago during the last presidential election. Let me show you what the markets look like. This is from 4 years ago. See, the October wasn't a great October. Like this October, as you know, we finished October down 6% for the Nasdaq, I believe, 7.5% for the Dow, and it was pretty much exactly the same 4 years ago. So going into the election, especially there, we had the markets plummeting, and this is exactly what happened last week. You see, last week markets were plummeting, and then the day before election, look at this. The day before the election, markets were rallying. So this is right now almost a deja vu from 2016. So let's see what's happening now. As you remember, or not, this is why I'm here for you to remind you, right? After the election, markets went gradually higher here for quite a while. So we will see what is happening here. But overall, you see, markets are super nervous. And why? What is going on? Well, first of all, there is bad news on the coronavirus front. Let me just show you. On Friday, we topped, as you can see here, according to Worldometer, 100,000 cases, 100,000 new cases in a day. So it's bad. And this morning, the United Kingdom issued a stay-at-home order. And last week, we already saw other countries in Europe doing this. So France did it, Germany did it, Ireland, Austria, and Belgium. So they all right now have a 4-week, not a 4-day, a 4-week stay at home order. Now, Dr. Fauci, who you might know, you have heard about him during this pandemic, he actually said this morning that the US could not be possibly in be positioned more poorly heading into the winter. So he says we are not doing good. But hey, markets are still going up. So why is this? Well, this morning we had some great news from the economic calendar. As you can see, economic calendar, this week we have quite a few red events. So this morning we had the manufacturing PMI for October, and it jumped to its highest level in more than 2 years. So that's not bad at all. Of course, the biggie this week is the presidential election that starts tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow is the last day actually of the presidential election. So hopefully we will know by Wednesday who will be the next president of the United States. So this is what's going on in the markets here right now. Now, Apple announced that they would hold an event on November 10th where they reveal their new Mac computers. And Apple, let me just bring it up here, today is down 0.8%. And this overall happening to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is down. As you can see, the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 is up. Nasdaq is actually down. And here's why. Let's just take a look at this. So as you know, the NASDAQ is a weighted index. So this information here is from slickcharts.com. And as you can see today, Apple, the number one weighted stock in the index, responsible for 12.997, so 13% of the index, is down. Microsoft is down. Amazon is down. Facebook is down. And you see, the first top four here make almost 40% of the weighing of the index, right? So this is where if these big four sneeze, right, the whole NASDAQ gets a cold. This is what's happening right now. But again, the big focus this week is on the presidential election. And let's be honest, we have no clue what's going to happen. Who will win? When will we get the results? Will we actually get the results sometime on Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, or will it be contested and drag out for a few more days? Well, as you know, this is why right now I am sitting on my hands, and it's not easy. I mean, as a trader, of course, I want to trade, but right now it is super risky and I don't like to gamble. You know me, I like to create SRC profits, and SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent. So if you want to gamble into this election, be my guest. I personally do not do this, but I can't wait until the markets get back to normal, which hopefully is sometime later this week. Anyhow, so good to see everybody here. I'm so glad that you're joining me live. And if you're watching the recording, leave a comment below, because I look at all of the comments personally, and I answer most of the comments also personally. Anyhow, let's grab a quick sip of coffee. And then I want to show you the PowerX optimizer in a moment here. Okay. Let me just fix something on the other screen. There we go. Perfect. So let me show you the tool that I personally use every day to find the best stocks and options to trade. Now, it's called PowerX Optimizer. And if you have been following me for a while, then you know how I use this tool. But I want to give you a quick refresher today. And this week, we also released another update. Why another update? We just released one 2 weeks ago. Yes, we are busy making this the software, the best software for traders in the world. So in this episode, I want to show you the new features and why they are so cool. But before we do this, let me actually switch over here to my handy dandy notebook and talk about the 3 pillars of trading success. And the 3 pillars of trading success are, number 1, you must have a trading strategy. And this trading strategy answers the following 3 questions. The trading strategy tells you what to trade. A trading strategy tells you of exactly when to enter. And the trading strategy should tell you exactly when to exit. And we're exiting either with a profit or we're exiting with a loss, because losses are part of our business as a trader. So the second pillar is to have the right tools. You will not find a single professional trader that doesn't have professional tools. No professional trader is working with free charts or anything like this, right? Every professional trader has the right tools that support your trading strategy. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. And then number 3, you need to have the right mindset. So tools, trading strategy, tools, mindset. There we go. Now, let's talk about the tool. The tool needs to support your strategy. And today we're going to talk about the tool that I personally use, the PowerX Optimizer. So in addition to telling me exactly what to trade, when to enter, and when to exit, so the tool, let's just write it down, needs to support the strategy. And here's a few extra things that I want my tool today to do. So number 1 is I want it to tell me what position size should I trade, how many shares or options should I trade based on my account size. And the other super important thing for me is I want to know what would have happened if I had traded this strategy on this stock over the past year. And here's why. This is giving me more confidence in my trades. Anyhow, so let's jump over to the tool And let me show you exactly how I use it. So here we go. This is the PowerX optimizer. And the first question that we need to answer when trading a strategy is, what should I trade? And in order to do this, PowerX optimizer has a really, really powerful scanner. Now, I have my own criteria of stocks that I'm looking for. Your criteria might be different, but let me briefly explain what my criteria are. I want to find stocks that I can trade both long and short, meaning that I make money when the market is going up as well as when the market or a stock is going down. I want to see at least a 60% return on investment. What does it mean? It means that over the year, I want to make at least 60% if I had traded this stock according to the PowerX strategy for the past year. I like to trade stocks that are between $5 and $250 with a profit factor that is higher than 3, a risk reward ratio that is higher than 2. I want to see at least 12 trades taken over the past year with a minimum winning percentage of 40%. Also, my minimum volume is 500,000, and these are my criteria. Now, your criteria might be different, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, this is when I just hit OK. So right now it will run on yesterday's data. And as you can see, this scanner is blazing fast because we do the heavy lifting in the back. So every single day, we are analyzing thousands and thousands of stocks and options to filter out the very best stocks to trade according to the PowerX strategy. And you see, for today, it filtered out 4 different stocks: Logitech, NIU, PRPL, Purple, and VG, Vonage Group, Vonage Holdings. So here is what I personally do. I now go through these 4 stocks and apply my own filter just to make sure that I have the best one. So out of these 4, you see, we already narrowed down the universe of what? 9,000, 10,000, 12,000 stocks. I don't even know how many we're analyzing, right? We narrowed it down to the best 4. And now I'm looking at those and trying to find the very best one to trade. Now, I'm recording this, or this video here is happening the day before the presidential election. And right now, as you know, I am sitting on my hands. Anyhow, I want to show you what I would be looking for. So first of all, I want to make sure that there's no major gaps. Let me just get rid of this for a moment because that is a new feature that I want to show you today. It's super exciting. And you see, Logitech recently had a gap, so I'm not too excited about this. I want to find stocks that have no gaps, that have nice trends to the upside and the downside, and where the P&L graph, so the profit and loss that I would have made over the past year using this strategy, is nicely pointing up. So Logitech would be one where I say, nah, remove from scanner. You see, super easy. Let me just do it. So now I have only 3 left. So here I'm looking at NIU, and NIU actually looks somewhat decent. As you can see, it was trading in a very narrow range for most of the year that we are looking back. Then Neo Technologies, obviously a winner here from the pandemic, moved up, was trading sideways, moved up. So overall, for me, it doesn't fit my second criteria, looking for nice trends. Again, criteria number 1, no gaps. Criteria number 2, has to have nice trends. So not happening here. So I'm also removing this from the scanner. So PRPL is the next one. And PRPL is actually a stock that I have been trading because look at this. There is no gaps. It has nice up and down trends. It's moving in both directions. And right now it is giving us a short entry signal. You also see that the P&L graph is looking really nice. So in summary, this stock, if we had traded Purple according to the PowerX strategy over the past year, would have given us 183% return on our investment. That is pretty good, wouldn't you say? Anyhow, we would have had 9 winning trades, 10 losing trades, which means a winning percentage of 47% with a profit factor of 4.76. 4.76, a profit factor, means that for every dollar that we lost trading this strategy, we made $4.76. Does that sound good to you? A risk reward ratio here of actually 1 to 6.6, but as you know, there's 3 ways to exit. There's a stop loss, there's a profit target, and there's a black bar. So we do not always achieve our planned risk and reward of 1 to 6, meaning that we risk a dollar trying to make $6.60. But what happened is that for every dollar that we lost, we made $4.76. You see the average winning trade here. You see the average losing trade. So the average losing trade, just shy of $175. The average winning trade, almost $1,000, $920, 919.46 to be exact. The average number of length in the trade was 10 days. The longest trade was 31 days. You see, for me, this is super important information that I need to place a trade. Again, this is information that gives me more confidence. And I can even look at the trading report to see exactly what happened over the past year. This is a feature that you will not find anywhere else. This is exclusive to PowerX Optimizer. And because I wasn't able to find it anywhere else, and because it is so important to me, this is why I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think right now it has been $750,000 to have this tool developed. Anyhow, so purple looks like a good candidate. Now, I don't want to go through everything here in detail because I've done it. I'll link to other videos here, but I want to show you the very cool new features that we have released this weekend. Now, the first thing is what you know right here. You notice the blue line, and the dotted blue line is our entry level. So here for purple, we are betting on a falling market. So we want purple to go down, and yes, it is possible. I'll do another video on this of how to bet on a falling market, how to sell shares that you don't own. It is called short selling. I'll do a quick video on this in the next few days. Anyhow, so you see exactly when to enter, and that's the other thing. We always had this information right here. So PowerX Optimizer, again, a trading tool, should support your trading strategy and tell you what to trade and when to enter. These are the first two things. So here we see we are trading PRPL, sell to open at 27.56. It shows us exactly our position size, because I told you this is another important factor for me. Might not be for you, but I want to know how many shares should I trade based on my account level. Now, I believe that here in this trading account, I entered 20,000 with a 2% risk. So this would be based on a $20,000 account. Now, also, a PowerX Optimizer, like a good tool should do, should tell you when to exit, profit and loss. And you see, this is where we now have a visual representation of exactly when to enter. And when you check this box, you also see right now the profit target and the stop loss. And you see, I can zoom in again so that we see exactly where they are. So here's my entry point. This here is my stop loss, and this is my profit target. And we have it for the optimized exit as well as for the conservative exit here. So we can bring it up for the conservative exit. As you can see here, the profit target is much smaller. That's why we call it conservative, because we take money off the table rather quickly. And the optimized exit, the profit target is further away. Let me just bring it up again. So this is why we say optimized. It is possible for this stock to go all the way down here, as you can see, to $16.87. What do you think about this? Do you like this new feature? I love it, because now I can visually see on the screen exactly of what is happening. Where do I place my stop loss? Where do I enter? And where do I have my profit target? So this was the main feature that we released this week. And there were a few other features here. Let me just show you. I believe it was for, let me go for SLV. Sometimes it happens, for example, SLV, I'm just picking it here because we used this as an example during testing, that the options wouldn't make sense. So it means that you would enter an option, but the risk-reward ratio would be negative, meaning that you risk $1 trying to make 70 cents. Obviously, it doesn't make sense. So as you can see, the risk-reward ratio here, let's just go back to, no, sorry. I wanted to do stay here at SLV. So as you can see, the risk-reward ratio here is $1 to 3.10, meaning we are risking $1 trying to make $3.10, or with this option, making $3.13 for every dollar that we risk. And here, when it becomes negative, we just say, you know what, it doesn't make sense, and we display no options fit our criteria. Again, we thought it makes it so much easier for you to find the right options to trade, especially when you're new to options and you see 4 possibilities. And you might say, oh, well, out of these 4, which one do I trade? If it doesn't make sense, we are already eliminating it for you. So this is another cool feature. Also, watch list, whenever you hit the plus sign, now it highlights the ticker right away so that you can just type in AAPL, add it to your watch list, and you're right there. So again, these are minor changes. The big one was really the profit target and the stop loss. The help menu now is also updated. The help menu brings you with the training videos right to the new members area, because yes, of course, I'm just giving you a super quick overview here, but as you can see, there's lots of training videos, and you will be redirected right there where you see how you can access the software, how to get started, how to run the scanner, how to pick the best stocks to trade, and then with details on how to trade stocks and how to trade options if you have the pro version. Now, a few other things that I want to bring up here, just because these are minor bug fixes. You see, until now, whenever you picked a new symbol, the data window here switched back, or the window switched back to the stock chart. Now it remains on the option. So if you want to compare options of several symbols, you can do it. It is no longer reverting back to the stock chart. So this was a feedback request from you, and we value you as a user of this software. And if you're requesting a feature, we'll take a look at it, whether it makes sense or not, and then we implement it. So there were a few other things, and you see under the release notes here, there's all the release notes with everything that we did. You see there's a few other minor bug fixes that we had. And as you can see, we just started doing these release notes on September. But you see, okay, September 29th, we released a version. September 30th, another version. October 11th, October 15th, October 31st. And yes, the next version of this software is planned to be released in 2 weeks from now. So as you can see, very, very actively working on this. We have a programming team, a development team of, I believe there's 8 developers together with the project manager and the QA, so that this tool becomes the best tool ever, because that's what I want. So my goal is for PowerX Optimizer to be the very best tool, the best trading software in the world. Anyhow, just wanted to show you what's new here. Let me ask you, was this helpful at all? Because if it is, and if you enjoyed this video, click on like so that more people will see it. And if you want to see more videos like this, and where I talk about the specific trading strategies, like for example, the PowerX strategy, then do me a favor and click on subscribe. And also you got to hit the little bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Also, feel free to share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, or by email, and I will see you in the next video. All right, now, since you're here and still watching, this is the segment that we cut out, release as a standalone video. Asia, my genius video editor, does all this. But hey, since we are here and we do have some more time, let's hang out, let's do the deep dive. And I want to take a look at your questions, because I really appreciate you being here live. If you're watching the recording, leave a comment, because I respond to all comments personally. I read all comments personally, and I respond to all comments personally. Anyhow, good. Okay. So, Onatsi says, never used the PowerX Optimizer, but created my own indicator and scanner on TradingView. I know, many people have tried it. I have tried it because I wanted to see, is it possible? And I compared what I did, what other people did, what we have in PowerX Optimizer, and it always falls short. The most important thing, one thing that you cannot do with TradingView is the optimization, right? To find the optimal stop loss and profit target for this particular stock, because trust me, Every single stock is differently. Do you believe that Netflix behaves differently than IBM? It sure does. You bet it does, right? And this is why you see with PowerX Optimizer, which is absolutely unique, and we are right now in the process of getting it patented, is to show you the optimized exits. Let's go back here to the scanner, for example, for purple, right, which came up today. See, if you're programming it or you're trying to program it, I mean, again, good luck in TradingView. You probably have to do it with the fixed profit target and stop loss. And it is this, and it's not bad. You see, if you program it yourself, then yeah, it's pretty good. You have 15 wins, 13 losses. You have a 75% RI. Not bad. Who would complain about an RI of 75%? But you see, and this is what we are doing, where we are running we're literally running millions of calculations every single evening as soon as we get the data. This is what you could have achieved, the optimized target here. And look at this. This is absolutely possible. Do you believe that it is possible for purple to go all the way down here? Absolutely. And look at this. You would make twice as much money. So yeah, you're leaving some money on the table, and this is where, of course, try to use free tools, but this is where it goes back to what I said. There is no professional trader in the world that I know that is trying to get by with free tools. Think about it this way. When trading, you're trading against the brightest minds in the world. You're trading against people like me and others of you who have the PowerX Optimizer. So don't bring a knife to a gunfight, right? Keep this in mind, because this is the game of games, and you want to make sure that you're not getting shredded into pieces. Anyhow, really appreciate all the comments and feedback here. Good. So AAAJ says, struggling with the buy and sell signals using Active Trader Pro on Fidelity. You know what? I don't know if Fidelity is the best broker for active traders. And again, there's investors, there is sort of hobby traders, and then there is active traders. When you're using this software, you're an active trader, and as you're following this channel, you probably are interested in active trading. I actually did a video on the best broker for active traders. I'll link to it in the description and probably also here in the chat. I recently did it where I compared 5 different brokers according to my criteria, what I'm looking for in a broker. And take a look at this. This might be helpful here. Okay. Penny says, love the new intro. Thank you. Big shout out to Asia. So she did it. And Timothy says, my clocks were behind, so I'm a little bit late. I know the time change is killing me. I don't know about you, but I'm getting super tired in the evening earlier right now. Last night, I went to bed, I think at 9:30. And this morning I was wide awake at 6:20. And usually I like to get up around 7, not get up, wake up. Different story for a different day. Anyhow, so good to see you here. Okay, Les says, the PowerX is brand new for you. Well, was this helpful for you, Les, to give me your very brief introduction here? And again, there's more videos that I did on this subject, and I'll link to it in the description here. Good. Wellness NYC, so good to see you. I heard that you reached out to Nicole to get your good mug for your wife. Different story following up from a previous video. If you have seen the previous show and video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyhow, good. Yes, Ali says, I like the SRC term. No, it's super important because most people blind traders by saying, oh my gosh, you can make 600% on this trade and 200% on this trade. Well, is this really repeatable and consistent? You see, every trader at some point in your career as a trader, you will have the killer trade. I had the killer trade. These were on a single trade. I think I started this trade with $8,000 and it turned into $64,000 or $65,000. I could brag about this all day long. Markets are just closing. This is why you hear the ding, 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 ding. Anyhow, so I could brag about it all day long, but it doesn't matter because it happened a while back. Is this repeatable? Probably not. I mean, it's like winning the lotto. It happens every now and then. But yeah, so you got to make sure that you have systematic, repeatable, and consistent profits. Anyhow, Ali, back to you. As we know, past history of the market does not represent the future. How can you make sure that you generate consistent result? Well, this is where, Ali, I think that today was super helpful to you, where I kicked out some of the candidates where I said, you know what, based on their behavior, let's just run the scanner again. Let's just run the scanner again. First of all, the scanner is already filtering down thousands. Let me just show you. Now, you know what? Before I run the scanner here, let me reset the scanner really briefly for you, because I want to show you when we reset the scanner. Let me just see. So this will show you right now. It will show you all symbols that have an active buy and sell signal today. Look at this. All of these have an active buy and sell signal according to the PowerX optimizer today. Oops, it jumped back. You get the idea. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of symbols in there. This is why we use the scanner. And based on this scanner, we are already narrowing down. See, so we're coming from a universe of thousands, 10,000s of stocks, thousands, probably 9 to 12,000, somewhere there, to all those that have an active buy or sell signal according to the PowerX strategy. By the way, if you would like to have the book, you can get it on Amazon for 20 bucks, or you can get it from me for $4.95. Click on the link in the description. You can get the book there. I'll be happy to ship it to you, $4.95, because all I ask you is cover shipping and handling. Anyhow, so 9 to 12,000. And then according to the rules, we have hundreds, probably 400 to 600 that fit our criteria here today. And this is where right now we are narrowing this down to only the best 4. And now the best 4, we use our discretionary filter. Let me just see. Here are, again, all these hundreds and hundreds of stocks, as you can see. So then we are using the scanner, narrowing them down. Oh, we're busy crunching numbers right now. Yes, because we are right now getting the signals from the exchanges. Anyhow, you get the idea, right? So we're narrowing down to 4, and then these 4 we narrow down to 1 or 2. And this is, Ali, this is exactly how you find the best of the best. So we're not trading every stock that is coming our way. We're being super selective, and I only trade the A+ trades. Is this making sense? Right? So by applying these several layers of filter, we're coming down from 10, 12,000 stocks to 1 or 2 that we want to trade for today. Anyhow, great question. Okay. So, Jignesh, enjoy your videos. Use the term normal when saying sitting out of the markets right now and not wanting to gamble. Can you describe what you consider as normal? I like to see things based on rules. See, that's where it's so difficult. Trust me, I know where you're coming from. My father was an engineer. I have a dual degree, one in business economics and the other one in computer science. So I want to have clear-cut rules. This is why I have the PowerX optimizer. But there's also a little bit of level of discretion, and this is why I'm glad that you're here and watching this video, where I can share with you that right now we have 3 massive levels of uncertainty, and I talked about it in the previous video. I'll link to the previous video in the description. But this is what's going on right now. We have a unique event that is happening every 4 years. And going into this unique event, I want to be very, very careful, right? So there's a few events per year. For example, I do not like to load up my positions going into major holidays like Thanksgiving, because markets are open on Friday and not many people are trading on Black Friday, right? So this is where markets can be erratic throughout the day. So we'll talk about it more. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the little notification bell, because this way I can let you know based on what I see and my experience. I've been trading for more than 20 years, right? So I can help you with this and tell you what markets are normal and when to sit on your hands. That's why I did this very special edition of Coffee with Marcus last Friday, the previous one, when we talked about the presidential election. Anyhow, good. Dave says, just wondering, the wheel strategy has been around for a long time. Oh, yes, 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 yes. A long, long time. I mean, it's not that I invented the wheel strategy. I mean, it has been around. I put my unique spin on it, and this is how I was able to achieve an almost 100% winning percentage. Last week, I closed the first trade with a loss, ATVI, and it was a whopping $60 loss. Yes, so made close to $13,000 with this strategy over the past 3 months. And yes, one loss, and the one loss was $60 here. But yeah, it has been around forever. I just put my unique spin on it because I like to trade things my way, and I like to have it rule based. And as you know, I like to generate, as Ali said earlier, SRC profits, systematic, repeatable, and consistent. All right. Alex is asking, why did I choose TQQQ instead of the Qs? Just because it was cheaper. It was cheaper, and therefore I could trade more contracts. That's why. Zia is asking, is it possible to resize the data window? Not yet, but I can tell you it's on the docket. So we have already the next 3 releases we have already planned out. So it's on the docket. I will not tell you in which of the upcoming releases it will be, because sometimes we have to shift things around, right? Sometimes there's a feature where I say, oh my gosh, I want to release it right now. But trust me, it is on the docket to resize the windows any way you want. Yes, we're doing a whole lot with it. Anyhow. So Kalina is asking, when it says sell in red, it means short the stock. Exactly. You can actually sell a stock that you don't own. It is called, as you correctly say, shortening. I'll do a new video on this because it's a little bit a longer topic, and some people are a little bit confused by how can I sell something that I don't own? And it is possible, and I'll do a special video on this today. Keith is asking, where is the VIX today? I don't think that it moved a whole lot. VIX is probably, let's just quickly see. Yeah, it's down to 37. It was as high as above 40 last week, but now it's down to 37. Yeah, because the markets overall today did not do a whole lot. Let's just see, where did we close? So the Dow closed up 423 points at up 1.6%. The S&P closed up 1.2%, and the Nasdaq pulled it off. The Nasdaq was negative earlier, right now barely positive with 0.3%. So the Nasdaq definitely lagging the rest of the crowd here because the heavyweights like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon weighing on the Nasdaq. Anyhow, good question here. So that's where we are. Keith, does this help? Okay. Warrior Woman, okay, great software. You're welcome. Do you already have the software? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the new updates? I love them. Good, good, good. So Kalina, if selling means short, does PowerX give us the buyback price on this shorting stocks? Yes, it does. Let me just show you. So for example, I remember we had PRPL, purple. This is where we said we want to sell at 27.56. And you see right here, might be a little bit hard to see. So you might have to zoom into the video or show it on full screen. I see our profit target is at 16.87. So this is when it goes down to 16 right here where you see the green line. This is when we want to buy it back. This is when we are using the optimized strategy here. And if you want to use the conservative, so if you want to take profits rather quickly, then you would buy it back when it goes down to here. You have the exact value, $24.32. And you see it visually represented here on the chart. Great question here. Good. So Julia is asking how to use the P&L chart, the patterns. Yeah, what I'm looking for is I want to see that over the past year, there's not only 1 or 2 huge trades that contributed to my profit. I want to see that there were a bunch of trades, and pretty much that with every trade, we made a little bit more money. You see, in the trading report, we see it here. You see all the profit and loss that we would have made if we had traded this strategy or this stock, purple, with this strategy. But I found it easier to have this visual representation. So you don't want it erratic. You don't want to have just out of these $6,000, only one or two trades that contributed to it. You want to make sure that a lot of trades contributed to it, and that, especially here for me, super important that the winning trades are much smaller than the losing trades. And this is why I'm writing it here. You see, the average loss only $173, the average win $919. I like that a whole lot. Making sense? Anyhow, great question, Tulio. Good. $750,000 to develop the tool. Yeah, around. I would have to look it up. I have to ask Patricia, who does the books for me. A few months ago, beginning of the year, we were at $660,000 that I spent thus far, and right now we're probably up to maybe $730,000, $740,000, $750,000, something like this. It has been a long time in the working. I mean, as you can see, this tool has been around for, I don't know, 5 years probably. So yeah, and I have a team of developers that are actually making improvements every single month. Okay. Anyhow. So Cheryl says, love the new feature. Great new features. Okay. Good. Glad you liked it. I mean, some of the features are based on your feedback. Some of the features are because I want it, because I know that I'm using it every single day. Okay. So, let's see. Bernard says, I'm not seeing green and blue lines on the chart. All you need to do is click on this little checkbox right here. You see it? When you click on this checkbox, this is putting the lines on the chart when you're hitting this, right? It says show on chart, and there we go. Okay. Good. Okay, so Audrey says, most of my positions are still in the red, mainly because I jumped into trades getting nervous during the past few days. Listening to you keeps me calm. Happy that it helps, Audrey. So good that you're here. I'm so glad to hear that it helps you. And see, try. Here's what I personally would do. I mean, you do whatever you want. You're an adult. But I told you starting last week that I will unwind my positions and go as flat into this election as possible. And being flat means that I don't have any positions. Usually I have anywhere between 8 and 10 positions on at any given time. Right now I only have one. And the one position that I have is TQQQ, which has been doing good today. Let's actually quickly check. So TQQQ, yeah, you see our put that we sold on Friday is already making $110 in just a matter of 2 days. So that's good. This is helping us. So fantastic. Okay. Anyhow. Okay, Zia says, I can remove a stock from the watch list in PowerX. I've only the option to save. No, you see on the watch list, here when you're on the watch list, you just right mouse click, and it says remove from watch list. Okay, so that's the trick. We should probably put a minus in there as well. But we just thought that using a right mouse would keep it nice and clean. See, that's what I wanted to do here. Keep this tool as easy to use as possible. So Zia, all you need to do is right mouse click and it'll be good. Okay, Stephanie, love the new features. Okay, thanks for being a customer and having invested in this tool. I know it's awesome. Okay. So Johnny says, when you change it to short or long only, it drops the sample size so low. How reliable is that info? Well, you see, this is where it goes back to, see, every single day when we look at the scanner, there's a lot of sells and a lot of buys. So if you say, for example, I don't want to short stocks, because you might trade in a retirement account. So if you're trading a retirement account, you cannot short stocks, but you can trade put options. Anyhow, if you are preferring to only go long, this is why we have selected it here, that you can say, I want to receive long signals only, because you see, like today, when you get only shorts and you're not interested in trading shorts, why would you even look at this? Again, we're making this as user-friendly as possible. And I know that many people who are using the software are trading it in a retirement account. And as such, right, you cannot short stocks. And this is why you can do this. Others love to take short signals only. And here's why. A market typically falls twice as fast as it goes up. See, this is what they say. The market takes the elevator, the escalator up and the elevator down, right? So this is why some traders like to trade only short. I personally like to trade it both ways, long and short. It gives me the most opportunities. But great question, Tony. Okay. So Shams is asking, could you please give a better example of how to execute an options trade using the PowerX optimizer? Yes, I actually recorded a video for this. And if you go to a website that I set up for you, it's called mytradingroutine.com. There's a 40-minute video, and this is where I'm focusing on options. So go to mytradingroutine.com, Shams, and this is where you see it in more detail of how I'm using it with options. It's, I think, 35 or 40 minutes. So it's an in-depth video. Okay, good. Yes, Jim, we are using the Agile technology. So there's different ways to run software development. And yes, we like to use Agile here. Anyhow, great new features. I love them as well. Okay. So Stock Trader Wayne, as a former algorithmic trading developer, nothing you say means jack unless you can show brokerage P&L statements. Yeah, absolutely. And I did this. I'll link to the video in the description. I usually do it once a month. And all of the accounts that I'm trading here are live accounts. Usually once a month, I show my account statements. Right now, it is the 2nd, so I'll probably get my account statement in the next few days, and I always show them here on the channel. And I understand, Stock Trader Wayne, why you're skeptical, because there's so many traders on YouTube who do the woulda, coulda, shoulda, who are not trading real accounts. This is different here on this channel. On this channel, I'm trading live. These are not hypothetical trades. These are real accounts. I have a total of 8 or 9 different accounts, and I trade, I think 3 of them I trade here publicly on YouTube. The other ones I trade privately. And yes, I am posting these statements here regularly. So absolutely, I am a real trader, and I know exactly where you're coming from, because on YouTube, there are just too many people who are not real traders. Anyhow, this was fun. Tomorrow is the presidential election, so we'll see what happens. We will see you again on Wednesday. So I'll be live here on Wednesday. Maybe by then we have the results. We'll see how the markets are reacting to this. So stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I will see you on Wednesday. And hopefully the markets are back to normal, that we can play some live trades here as we usually do. Stay tuned. Take care. Have a great rest of the day. Make sure that you vote. If you're in the United States and haven't voted yet, go and vote. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.